Hello everybody, in the boot camp. So this is my input regarding the two readings and practicing or doing the video. Okay, so pertaining to this particular article, Internet and Higher Education, Improving Online Social Presence through the video, here is my take on it. And might be a little bit distracting, but I'm running over, I'm putting it over to certain sections that to me they ring true, they ring or they are presented to me in the sense that I've lived it. I can fully go from taking the reading on to a more personal experience. So this part here about the VoiceThread for instructors. Okay, and they mentioned how we should be able to use VoiceThread in three ways, three tools. The only tool that I actually do, which is the first one, I always do an orientation video of Blackboard for the course and also of the actual website of the textbook. I teach Spanish for SPS, and whether if it's Spanish 101, 102, or 110, I always do an intro video so that this way the students know exactly where in Blackboard are what are the different folders, content areas, where they submit the homework, their gradebooks, so on and so forth. It's also stated for number 2 as to a group work. I don't use it as a group work. I used to use group work, but not in VoiceThread, and it was always an issue. Do they get along? Do I put the students in groups? Do they get themselves in groups? So instead, I actually use as classwork. And actually for today's lesson, number 3, that's day number 3, I'm a little bit behind with the assignments. I will be putting up the assignments of what I do with my students when they have to use VoiceThread. The other thing was to use it for feedback, and I usually don't do a feedback in a video conference or a video recording of myself. One, because I personally don't like to see myself on video. I'm constantly, is my hair right? Is my doggy pass by? Is the volume right? Is my house clean? You know, I don't want to see students to notice that my house is messy, the messy professor. And also, when I'm looking down, to me it seems that I'm kind of being disrespectful, because I perceive doing a video recording would be as if seeing that person eye to eye. I'm very much into looking at the person when I'm talking to them or to the entire class. I'm very animated in live classes. Anyway, so also because I don't want the students to be going into the VoiceThread website to look at their feedback, I always set up a rubric, and you're not able to do that right now in VoiceThread. So I put the grade in Blackboard and I use a rubric. And within the rubric, I give each student their individual feedback. Also, the whole concept of leaving feedback to a student where other students might see, whether it's a positive feedback or negative feedback, whatever it might be, I don't like to share that with the entire class. So again, of the 3 ways to use it, I use it only in one way. I will be venturing maybe into doing a video for like review just before a test, but again, it's in my head and I have to think about it. The other section also that interests me was number 4.5. Where is it? And I apologize if I'm moving all of this and it might be a little bit difficult on the eyesight. I definitely do like the reading. I like when it comes to qualitative and quantitative situations and feedback and information. Anyway, the student's emotional expression. I kind of see it, a good part and a bad part of it. For example, the VoiceThread, the intros, I don't have my students do an intro on VoiceThread. Whether it's writing, I just do it on the discussion board. This also gives me the ability to see what they write, how much they write. Usually when I see a student write a lot, it tells me that they are very involved, they're not shy. And also at the same time, less writing, a little bit timid, shy, or also students that are just not into the course at all, regardless of how much fun I try to make it or how technically advanced or fun it might be. And also it gives me the opportunity to see their writing grammatically kind of lets me know if their writing in English is, not up to par. Most likely learning this new language with a new writing grammar rules will probably be also an issue. So it kind of gives me that little feedback. All right, let's go to the second article. All right, this article I took a little bit more notes of, so I'll be quite fast on it. Alrighty, so the one thing I did take off from the reading of this Professor Michelle, and I'm not going to bother saying the last name, just like usually people have a hard time saying my last name. Alrighty, the one thing I did notice is I happen to be thinking is that not all Blackboard platforms offer the screen reader. I know SPS doesn't, but I do also teach face-to-face for Suffolk County Community College. So in our Blackboard platform, that is automatically integrated in the platform, regardless whether you use it or not, and which is pretty cool and interesting. But then here's the bad part. Because I also teach Spanish, the reader can't really, screen reader, it can't properly read the Spanish, so it sounds horrendous. And it's usually, sometimes it either doesn't read anything or it will try to read it and kind of translate it, which is kind of weird. So that's why I also, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Also, the compatibility, all right, for the students and both for faculty. I really like it because, again, based on the institution that you are, there's various degrees of training. And I rely very heavily on technical support department. To me, the SPS team here is really great. And actually, when I'm at the other college, sometimes I know more than the tech support does, which is really weird because I'm not a techie kind of person. Anyway, also, I really like that section in the article mentioning about integrating sign language in the presentation besides a transcription. I don't transcribe what I write and what I say because I'm very kind of spontaneous. I know I speak fast in English. In Spanish, I slow down tremendously. And for me to kind of write everything I said, it just kind of kills the moment. So I don't do some writing. I know that Kurt does. I saw his video and how, the captions come up there. I don't do it. Maybe I should, but it's a lot more work. And I do happen to do an intro video for every semester because even if I try not to put any dates, the dates have to kind of appear, and it's a little bit confusing. And I personally don't like when I go and see a video that happens to be an old one. So I kind of think, well, why couldn't this professor or this presenter, not necessarily being a professor, do a updated version of it? So I tend to do a new orientation video for both Blackboard and the textbooks website every semester. The winter semester, the fall, the spring, or the summer semester, whatever I'm teaching. Alrighty, the other thing is that, going back to sign language, amazing, that would be great. But then that means getting somebody else, or I'm not at all savvy in that language. I can speak Spanish, I can speak English. I'm very fluent in both of them, but I don't know sign language. So it's something to think about, unless I have a colleague, and that would be interesting. The other thing was the voice track around media. It's more spontaneous for the students, I think, especially they don't have to think about it. I give them an activity and assignment they have to do. Also the video feedback, actually that's my issue. I give feedback, which is mostly text feedback. Maybe I'll record myself but as an audio, but I won't record myself as a video. Again, I'm conscious about how do I look, am I scary looking, is it in the evening, is it in the day, also background noise, my pets, my mom, whomever's in the household, or is it presentable? Did I, leave a sock in the back, and those things. Anyway, that's my feedback pertaining to the readings, and thank you for watching, and I hope you might have laughed a little bit with my recording and the way I express myself. Alrighty, have a good one. Bye-bye.